brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana brajajanaranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hariba 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 Bala Hariba Jai Om Vishnu-pāda-Paramahamsa Parivrājika-charya Astotra-satat Sima Divine Grace Iskcon Pandacharya Jira Abhacharana Bhakti-vedanta Swami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu-pāda-Paramahamsa Parivrājika-charya Astotra-satat Sima Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta-koti Vaishnavena Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Si Kahau Si Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Si Advaita Kadara Si Vasada Si Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Sisi Radha Krishna Gopala Gopinath Syama Kunda Radha Kunda Girigavardhana Ki Jai Shravadavandam Ki Jai Simayapunabhadivdam Ki Jai Sujaganapuridam Ki Jai Gangamaya Yamunamaya Ki Jai Simata Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to Sisi Gauranga Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyatsa Tato Jaya Mudhire Nastrapaye Sabhadrisu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavaiti Naistiki. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Canto 5, chapter what? Chapter 9, text 18. What's the Bhagavatam? Because I'm not going to look like this. And that's in Hindi. Give me Bhagavatam. I know it's a digital age, but I need the Bhagavatam, you know. Where is the Bhagavatam? Where is the Bhagavatam? Not digital Bhagavatam. I need physical. Can I get a Bhagavatam? We know we are going digital, but we should not forget, you know. Title of this chapter is The Supreme Character of Jada Bharat. Where is it, 16 and 17? 16, okay. So text 16, translation. At this time, one of the thieves acting as the chief priest, one of the thieves acting as the chief priest, was ready to offer the blood of Jada Bharat, whom they imagined to be an animal man, to the goddess Kali to drink as a liquor. He therefore took up a very fearsome sword, which was very sharp, and consecrating it by the mantra of Bhadrakali, raised it to kill Jada Bharat. Yes? Oh, okay. 17. All the rogues and thieves who had made arrangements for the worship of goddess Kali were low-minded and bound to the modes of passion and ignorance. They were overpowered by the desire to become very rich. Therefore, they had the audacity to disobey the injunctions of the Vedas, so much so that they were prepared to kill Jada Bharat, a self-realized soul born in a Brahmana family. Due to their envy, these dacoits brought him before the goddess Kali for sacrifice. Such people are always addicted to envious activities, and therefore they dare to try to kill Jada Bharat. Jada Bharat was the best friend of all living entities. He was no one's enemy, and he was always absorbed in meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was born of a good Brahmana father, and killing him was forbidden, even though he might have been an enemy or aggressive person. In any case, there was no reason to kill Jada Bharat, and the goddess Kali could not bear this. She could immediately understand that these sinful dacoits were about to kill a great devotee of the Lord. Suddenly, the deity's body burst asunder, and the goddess Kali personally emerged from it in a body burning with an intense and intolerable effulgence. So text 18. Yes, read. Read the Sanskrit. Read the Hindi. You read. You sing? You're very good at singing.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So only word meaning, direct word meaning, because this is not to be sung.
Oh, okay.
Only word meaning. भृशम अत्यधिक अमर्ष पापों के कारण अत्यंत असहनशीलता, रोष, क्रोध, आवेश, डूबे रहने से, rabhasa-vilasita चढ़ी हुई, bhru-kuṭi भौहें, विटप शाखाएं, कुटिल टेढ़ी, दंष्ट्र बड़े दांत, दाढ़ें, aruṇa-īkṣaṇa लाल लाल नेत्र, आटोप विक्षोभ से, अत्यधिक भयानक डरावना, वदना मुख वाली, hantu-kāmā संहार करने की इच्छुक, इव मानो, इदम यह ब्रह्मांड, mahā-aṭṭa-hāsam अत्यंत डरावनी हंसी, अत्यधिक संरम्भेण क्रोध के कारण, विमुञ्चन्ति छोड़ती हुई, ततः उस बलि वेदी से उत्पत्य उछलकर, पापीयसाम समस्त पापी, दुष्टानां दुष्टों का, तेन एव असिना उसी तलवार से, vivṛkṇa छिन्न, शीर्षणाम सिर, गलात गर्दन से, स्रवंतम बहते हुए, asṛk-āsavam रक्त रूपी मादक द्रव, आसव, ati-uṣṇam अत्यंत गरम, सह समेत, गणेन अपने गणों के, निपीय पीते हुए, ati-pāna अत्यधिक पीने से, मद नशे के, विह्वला बस में आए हुए, उccaiḥ-tarām अत्यंत उच्च स्वर से, sva-pārṣadaiḥ अपने गणों के, सह साथ, जगो गाया, ननर्त नाचा, च भी विजहार खेल किया, च भी śiraḥ-kanduka सिरों को गेंद के समान प्रयुक्त करते हुए, लीलया खेल में। अनुवाद मेरे पीछे बोलिए। किए गए अत्याचारों को ना सहन कर सकने के कारण क्रुद्ध देवी काली ने अपनी आंखें चमकाईं और उनके कराल वक्र दांत, दाढ़ें दिखाए। उनकी लाल लाल आंखें दहकने लगीं और उनकी आकृति डरावनी हो गई। उन्होंने अत्यंत भयावना रूप धारण कर लिया, मानो समस्त सृष्टि का संहार करने को उद्यत हों। वे बलि वेदी से तेजी से कूदी और तुरंत ही उन चोर उचक्कों के सिर उसी तलवार से काट लिए जिससे वे जड़ भरत का वध करने जा रहे थे। फिर छिन्न सिरों वाले उन उचक्कों चोरों के गले से निकलने वाले तप्त रक्त को पीने लगी, मानो मदिरा यानी आसव पान कर रही हों। दरअसल उन्होंने अपने गणों के सहित, जिनमें डायने तथा चुड़ैलें थीं, उस आसव का पान किया और फिर प्रमत्त होकर वे सब उच्च स्वर से गाने तथा नाचने लगी, मानो समस्त ब्रह्मांड का संहार कर डालेंगी। उसी समय वे उनके सिरों को गेंद के समान उछाल उछाल कर खेलने लगीं। तात्पर्य प्रभुपाद के द्वारा। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस श्लोक से स्पष्ट है कि देवी काली अपने सभी भक्तों का पक्ष नहीं लेती। देवी काली का कार्य ही असुरों को दंड देना और उनका वध करना है। देवी काली यानी दुर्गा अनेक असुरों, डाकुओं तथा समाज के बुरे तत्वों का सिरोच्छेद करने में लगी रहती हैं। मूर्ख लोग कृष्ण भावनामृत की उपेक्षा करके देवी को प्रसन्न करने के लिए निकृष्ट वस्तुएं भेंट चढ़ाते हैं, किंतु अंत में पूजा में थोड़ी सी भी त्रुटि रह जाने पर वे इन उपासकों के प्राण लेकर उन्हें दंडित करती हैं। आसुरी लोग भौतिक लाभ के लिए देवी काली की उपासना करते तो हैं, किंतु पूजा के नाम पर किए गए पापों के लिए उन्हें क्षमा नहीं किया जाता। मूर्ति पर मनुष्य या पशु की बलि विशेष रूप से वर्जित है।
Thank you. Let me read the translation for the sake of those who don't understand Hindi. Translation. Intolerant of the offenses committed, the infuriated goddess Kali flashed her eyes and displayed her fierce curved teeth. Her reddish eyes glowed, and she displayed her fearsome features. She assumed a frightening body, as if she was prepared to destroy the entire creation. Leaping violently from the altar, she immediately decapitated all the rogues and thieves with the very sword with which they had intended to kill Jadabharat. She then began to drink the hot blood that flowed from the necks of the beheaded rogues and thieves, as if this blood were liquor. Indeed, she drank this intoxicant with her associates, who were witches and female demons. Becoming intoxicated with this blood, they all began to sing very loudly and dance as though prepared to annihilate the entire universe. At the same time, they began to play with the heads of the rogues and thieves, tossing them about as if they were balls. Purport. It is evident from this verse that the devotees of Goddess Kali are not at all favored by her. It is Goddess Kali's work to kill and punish demons. Goddess Kali Durga engages in decapitating many demons and dacoits and other unwanted elements in society. Neglecting Krishna consciousness, foolish people try to satisfy the goddess by offering her many abominable things. But ultimately, when there is a little discrepancy in this worship, the goddess punishes the worshipper by taking his life. Demoniac people worship Goddess Kali to obtain some material benefit. But they are not excused of the sins performed in the name of worship. To sacrifice a man or animal before the deity is specifically forbidden. Omagyanatimarandasya gyananjana salakaya saksur militam jena tasmai si gurave namaha si chaitanya manobhistam staphetam jena bhutali swayam rupam kadamayam vedati sva-pārṣadaiḥ vande si Krishna chaitanya nityananda sahodita gorodhaya puspavanto chita chando tamonanda jaya Sri Krishna chaitanya prabhu nityananda si advaita gadara sivasari gaura bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So, we see how Mother Durga, or Goddess Kali, is being misrepresented by the so-called priest. And especially in the age of Kali, this is very dominant. People, all in the name of worship of Durga, do all or perform all type of abominable activities. And Prabhupada specifically mentions in the purport that the demons, they perform this type of worship. And in most cases, they perform this type of worship to be able to acquire some facilities to aggrandize their sense gratification. However, when the performer of this worship makes a slight error in the puja, in the worship, you are done. You'll be sent to Yamaloka to wait for some time. One of the inherent nature of human beings that we make mistakes. So, what type of worship is that you cannot make a mistake? We definitely make mistakes. To err, they say, is human. If you're a human being, you must make mistakes. You are not a human being, so you may not make mistakes. I make mistakes. So, the important point here is that this so-called priest, in the previous text, we see that people who are posing themselves to be priests, but they are actually very sinful, very envious. Their mind is full of consciousness. The consciousness is polluted with envy, but they are parading, they're masquerading as priests. And so they saw Jada Bharat. Jada Bharat, you have heard about his past life. He had some difficulties dealing with situations in the past life, and so this very current bird, he decided to behave as if, he's a moron. But he is not a moron. He's a pure Vaishnava. So, in the process of his travels on the planet, the so-called worshippers of Kalki, so-called worshippers of goddess Durga, they apprehended him for sacrifice. And keep in mind that Durga and the other demigods, they have a foresight. They're not like us, that you can go and tell them lies, or you can pretend to them, or you can do something, and then you'd feel no one has seen you, you're smart. You can't be smart with the demigods. They know. So these so-called priests, they've apprehended Jada Bharat, but out of envy, they wanted to kill him. Envy. Lord Krishna mentions in the Gita that he was instructing the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna because Arjuna was not envious. So envy is a big thing. It creates a purple bull of demarcation between the devotee and pure devotional service. Envy creates a purple bull of demarcation between the devotee and pure devotional service. Envy creates a purple bull of demarcation between us and pure devotional service. And Goddess Durga could not tolerate the offenses of this so-called priest. You see, the demigods, they are also, in a sense, they are impartial. She could say, well, they are my pujaris, they are my priests. Okay, this is what they want. All right, I'll do it. No. You can't push Durga to suit your whims and caprices. Or sometimes people think to worship the demigods It's fashionable, and because you'll be able to amass a plenty of wealth or to achieve your material goals and mission. Yes, that's true. But just make sure you don't make any slight mistake. So how terrible that type of puja could be, that type of service. A service you will do, and just make sure no mistakes. So, I find that when they were preparing to annihilate Jada to sacrifice him, and Prabhupada also mentioned in the purport, human sacrifice is forbidden. Animal sacrifices is forbidden. But the so-called worshippers of Durga, they very easily get involved in all this type of sacrifices which are forbidden. They are engaged in forbidden activities. And so when we engage in forbidden activities, we get some reactions. We engage in some sinful activities, we get some reactions. We commit offenses against a devotee, especially someone who is chanting Hare Krishna. We are really looking for trouble. So, we may say, well, I can do anything. Afterwards, no devotee in Delhi temple is up to the level of Jada Bharat. So I will not be punished for it. No, but a devotee is a devotee. And therefore, it's a good lesson for us. We're seeing how Durga took vengeance on behalf of Jada Bharat. So the demigods, they're more fierce than even Lord Krishna. Remember when Durvasa Muni offended Ambarish, he went to him, but Vishnu didn't kill him. He said, he told him calmly, go and reconcile with Ambarish Maharaj. I cannot save you. So Durga could have also just said, hey, pujaris, this is not proper. Just leave this guy to go. Yes, no. She killed them. Which worship you want to perform? Demigods or Krishna? With Krishna or Vishnu, you make some mistake, he will tell you, go and reconcile with the devotee that you offended. Durga, you offend a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, she kills you. So, we have to be careful because it's so easy to commit offenses against the devotees of the Lord. It's so easy. It's easier to commit an offense than to try to serve the devotees perfectly. Because offense, you don't make any endeavor, You're just brute. That's it, And sometimes we will feel, well, I do it and I get away with it. Nobody gets away with offenses. That's why there are turbulences in our spiritual lives. If you're a Paramahamsa, you offend somebody, you will get a reaction. No excuses. And so our part is like a razor blade. The devotional part is like a razor blade. The razor blade, you can use it to have a clean shave. If you're not careful, that same razor blade could enjoy you. And so, yes, that's why we involve in all these rituals in the mornings. We do the Tulsi Puja to be able to beg for Mother Tulsi for any offenses we might have committed inadvertently. Now, beg. That is when we commit an offense inadvertently. If we know we committed offense to this person, the best recourse would be to go and reconcile with that person. So typical examples in the case of Ambarish and Duvāsamuni. So that is the message of Lord Krishna. But those who worship in Durga, there's no alternative to that. If you commit anything, you pay the price. I was on an airplane, and I want to go and use the restroom. So, and I was dressed in, devotional dress. But then one young lady, she told me, "Can I ask you a question?" Of course. I said, "You're free to ask a question." She said, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "I'm coming from Mayapur. I'm going to Delhi." She said, "Oh, she has been to that place. It's an amazing place." She's just 22 years, a young graduate from college. But then, she started telling me some stuff. What traditionally happens is that in most cases, when people see you, when they know your background, you're a priest, you're a monk, they start opening up their heart to you. They tell you all of their problems. Anyway, we don't want to get into that. But then, she didn't want to let me go. She kept telling me stories and all this stuff. So then, at some point in time, she was inviting me to some programs they used to have in Kolkata, Durga Puja. And she was glorifying Durga, this program of Durga Puja like anything. So I felt, this person, I can't even preach to her. Because she's so much addicted, to this type of material-oriented worship. So the point is that when Durga Puja is being conducted, and she was telling me how in Kolkata, I think there's some campaign about, extending the days for the Durga Puja. And if we make some campaign in our communities to extend the celebration for Janmashtami, you will agitate, right? We say, no, it's too much. We have so many things to do, isn't it? But this mundane worship in the mode of passion and ignorance, people are dominated by demoniac consciousness, is done in fanfare, in glamour. But then the beauty of it, in quote, beauty in quote, you don't have any rules to follow. Do whatever you like. Just do the worship. It's so easy. But when you come to the Hare Krishna temple, maybe they will not tell you anything the first day, second day. But when you start hearing the classes or you read the books, you realize that there are so many norms. There are grand norms you have to follow. You have to be regulated. And sometimes people don't like the concept of regulation, but self-regulation is the fulcrum of progress even in material societies. So people like to perform some type of worship where they don't follow any rules. They just do the fanfare. But in Krishna consciousness, we follow what the acharyas have established. We read the scriptures. So that if someone is trying to mislead us, we will, with a blade of grass between our lips, ask for references. I was working with one of the brahmacharis here. He went for some program, some place, Mithila. And so he was telling me some story, how the Brahmins there, they are very, very expert in creating slokas. So, and so he went for some programs I was speaking, and then some of them will bring up this, will make recite a sloka about what Lord Ram said. Now Lord Ram said, if you eat fish, you will attain perfection. So he asked them that, which scripture says this? And here is a young boy in his 20s asking someone, maybe he's 40 years old, who is, a Paka priest, who is highly respected priest in the whole community, that, can you show me which scripture you were quoting from? So this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. The people say things, we can, with a blade of grass, humbly ask, yes, this is amazing. What you said is amazing. But can I have a reference? So, we don't quarrel with people. We should have, see, Prabhupada would go about defeating people, smashing people. We are not Prabhupada. We have to create friendships in our preaching programs. So when we're talking to people who are completely opposite of what the junctions of the Vedic literature, we should not just chastise them because we end up creating enemies. When I was in graduate school, I participated in a course called Critical and Creative Thinking. So in critical and creative thinking, if even someone says the worst thing on the planet, the most messiest thing, the most unreasonable thing, we'll learn how to respond to that. And how we do that? We say, I really appreciate your points. You're really very intelligent person. We don't use the word bet when we are responding to somebody who creates some confusion amongst people or says something silly. Because immediately he will react. Unconsciously he will react. Because but means that you want to counter what he has said. So instead of saying but, we say, yeah, I really appreciate what you have said. You're an intelligent person. I align with what you have said. Very good points. And I would like to add that. Then you start going on to say anything you want to say to counter his point. I remember when I was active on Facebook some years ago. So I used to post some things on Facebook in relation to leadership from the Vedic scientific perspective. So one day I posted something, and one person, he has no idea about management or leadership. So here you come to oppose somebody who has the skills up to a doctorate level in that field. So what I did was, I responded that I really appreciate the point. This is very intelligent proposition. And I would like to add that. Then I went on to say all the things I have to say to counter all of his points. But you know what he did? He didn't quarrel me. He inboxed me. He sent me a private message. He said, I'm surprised the way you responded. He said he was surprised the way I responded, because he said, you're a Swami, and you're a scholar. You're supposed to just chastise me openly in the public. But look at how you address this situation. So we became friends. So the point is that there are too many people on the planet. In India here, we have very few Vaishnavas. Other parts of the world, maybe we don't even have. But India is a holy place. It's a theater. When people step their foot or their feet on the land of Bharata, that means that, they had a lot of pious merit from previous life. Not to speak of practicing spirituality. But then the point is, a number of people here, they're not inclined. Of course, by the mercy of Prabhupada, Krishna consciousness is spreading and people are beginning to become aware of the higher spiritual values in a devotional culture. But otherwise, for the average person, they just want to do yata-mata-tata-pata, anything goes. Engage in any type of worship, and then they say, I have my religion. What is religion? Religion means to follow the laws of God. So where do you get the laws of God? From the scriptures. So when people are embarking on this type of worship, Durga worship, so what do? We chastise them and condemn them? No. In the Gita, Lord Krishna mentions, everyone is following his path. So, when we have something higher, we can be friendly with somebody. If even it's very sinful, we can be friendly with them. When they come close, they will see our values. They will understand. They will hear they will understand our thought patterns. They will hear what we speak. And the pious ones will align to try to adjust themselves to make a positive change in their lives. We are not Mother Durga to start slashing people and killing them for committing offenses against the pure devotees. But we can preach and alert people how it is dangerous to be offensive or to commit offenses, especially in the Vaishnava community. Vaishnava apparat is very, very dangerous. But that was what the so-called priests, who are more or less thieves and rogues, were masquerading as spiritualists, were trying to do to Jada Bharat. And so they had instant karma, instant reactions. And sometimes we commit some horrible works of life or something horrible, sinful, and then we thought, I got away with it. I was not caught I committed this crime, I was not caught by the cops. I got away with it. I'm smart. We've been washed. No one is smart. It's only pathological consciousness, polluted consciousness that makes the sinful jiva, sinful entity, sinful embodied soul to think that they are smart. But because one day we meet our Waterloo like this priest, so-called priest of goddess Durga. They've been committing all this type of atrocities, but then they caught up with Durga's anger that day and he slashed them. Anyway, Krishna is not going to slash us, okay? Krishna will not slash us. Except we become child abusers. Then Shringadev will come and then do something. I was flying out from New York, and at the security point, I was carrying my Ogran Shimachilas in a camera bag. So they have to pass through this the screening system, and then this lady security officer, she said I should open it, so I opened it, and then she was looking at them, and then they said, "What is this?" I said, "This is Lord Shringadev, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who descended to chase after child abusers." So actually, Lord Shringadev came to chase after child abusers. Hiranyakasipu was the epitome of child abuse. Oh yeah? So, but other than that, if we don't become child abusers, we will not experience the wrath of Lord Shringadev. Krishna If we will commit offenses, he forgives us. So the Lord is very merciful. But we should not take undue advantage of the mercy of the Lord to hurt the devotees. We should be responsible to take in responsibility for the devotees that are serving in our teams. When we treat the devotees like we will treat our beloved younger brother or younger sister, they will give their life completely to Krishna. That's what Prabhupada did when he went to New York. He treated all of these hippies, potheads, like his beloved kids. And that is why these young boys and girls, they give their lives to Krishna. So we are not in the category of retributing whatever sinful activity someone has done, whatever offenses someone has done, we punish them. But Krishna doesn't take offenses against his devotees lightly. And of course, Durga, we'll see in the case of Jadabharat, Durga is even way ahead of that. She decapitates, cuts them, and drinks their blood, and becomes intoxicated with that blood. It's also mentioned that her associates are witches and female demons. Sometimes we think that those things are not there, but even in the Krishna book, Prabhupada mentions in the commentary about witches. So just like Lord Shiva, his associates are, ghostly characters. So we find Mother Durga also have her own associates. But the point remains that if we try to be a devotee of Lord Krishna, we don't have to be worried about the reactions, whatever we do, the reactions from Mother Durga. Now, the other point is, Durga is in charge of the whole of this universe. It's a woman, it's not a man. A woman rules this whole universe, punishes us. She is the chief warden for this universe. Is the chief warden of India, is he a woman? Must be a man, right? But the whole of this universe is a man. It's a woman who checks our sinful or criminal activities and punishes us. The chief officer who monitors sinful activities is a woman. At the same time, the chief officer who monitors and blesses those who are striving to attain perfection, devotees, is also a female. Radharani. And when you even think about education for the whole of this universe, the minister for education is a woman. I'm saying this so that all of you will hear, because these things are there in the scripture. And we tend to undermine women like anything, especially here. So women rule the world, man. Women rule the world. In the spiritual world, they rule. In the material world, they rule us. This is what? This is there in the scriptures. They punish us. So, if you're a married man, you want to be happy, you better treat your wife very nicely. Otherwise, she will punish you like Durga punishes these sinful people. Oh, yeah. Any comments or questions? Some few takeaway is that demigod worship is dangerous. You make a mistake, you pay the price for it dearly. to commit offenses against a devotee is super dangerous. It can kill our devotional creeper. It can uproot the whole. Because, you see, if a tree or a shrub is burned by the sun, when the rainy season comes, it could still grow again. But committing offense against a Vaishnava, a pure devotee of the Lord, or a devotee of the Lord, could just lead to uprooting completely the root of our devotional creeper. So we have to be careful. And we should be also understanding that women actually rule this world. Durga rules this world. In the spiritual world, it's ruled by a woman. Education. Education is one of the most essential departments in any administration. Is also ruled. The minister is a woman. So, we should understand our position. Although we men, we masquerade ourselves as the controllers, as the Ishwaras. But the female energy is the real Ishwari in this material world and the spiritual world. Yes, any comments or questions? We have 2.5 minutes more. So, in the absence of any comments or questions, we'd like to adjourn this morning Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. In Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter, Arjuna asked question, ye shastra vidhi mutsrije ejante śraddhayanvita. So some people have faith and they worship, but they do not follow the scripture. So this is contradiction. They have faith. These dacoits, they have faith. And they want to please Kali, Mother Kali. But they are not following the scripture. So Arjuna is saying, Tesam nishthato ka Krishna. What type of condition, situation is this? And Krishna says, Asastrivitam ghoram tapyanti yetapojana. If they do not follow scripture and they are doing a big worship, tan vidhyasun nischayan, definitely you understand them to be demons. So ye asur hain, these are demons, and they have full faith. They have intense desire to please Mother Kali, and they want to get son. But they are completely doing wrong thing in a wrong way, just opposite. They are not pleasing Mother Kali, and they are making her angry. So because of their faith, Mother Kali manifested. The result of their faith, Mother Kali manifested, and they had darshan of Mother Kali. And Mother Kali told them that you are doing completely opposite. You are not satisfying me. You are doing completely opposite. And this sin goes to me. You are giving me bad name that I am satisfied by killing a great Vaishnava. So Mother Kali or the Maya Devi, she came to Haridas Thakur and she became disciple of Haridas Thakur, and she got Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The same Devi, this Maya Devi, now is seeing that Bharat Maharaj is also like Haridas Thakur, and they want to kill, these dacoits want to kill, and in the name of satisfaction of Mother Kali. So Mother Kali told that this is not my satisfaction. Instead, my satisfaction is to kill you all. So Mother Kali killed them. In this way, she was relieved from the sin, because they were giving sin to Mother Kali, because in the name of worship of Mother Kali, they were killing a great Vaishnava. So Mother Kali, to become free from this sin, she killed them, and and Mother Kali relieved them also from sin. So this is only the way. If somebody wants to kill a Vaishnava, he must be killed so that he will be freed from sin. So in this way, Mother Kali became freed from sin, and she made these dacoits also freed from sin. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.